Hi everyone, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and we're going to work on that Proverbs 31 Woman Journal some more. Get some more of the pieces and parts done. So let's go. Hi everybody, I'm back. So I have been inking, and this is a big inky mess, and I also used some gesso to kind of knock this pattern back. It was a little much for me. It started to look a little like an optical illusion. And I also put it on the purple page because I did the purple page to put the clothing on, and I didn't think that the clothing would stand out against it. So I took some gesso and scraped over it to just kind of push it back, push that background back. I inked pretty much everything. And I glued one of these little coin envelopes, but I'll go ahead and do this one now. So, make sure I got the right, yeah. Well, come on, little glue bottle. Hopefully that's enough to hold it. So that's all inked up, glued up. I had several of these scallops that I'm gonna figure out later. Here's the other one that I glued. And got these pockets that'll go at the bottom of the pages inked. Here's some more of these that I'm gonna leave at least one of those blank. And I inked the pages. I took, let me get real quick the purple one. It's over here drying. I'll show it to you. So I put a little bit of gesso on it just to kind of quiet it down. And I took a pattern that I had. It's from a flea market, and it says 1928 on it, but I took the pattern out of it and, oh, here it is, cut part of the instructions and glued them on the inside of the red dot one, because that's going to be part of my fashion pages. And so my thought was that if the clothes and the paper dolls don't stand out enough on the purple, I could always do this kind of a background just to make sure they show up. And if this is too much, I might even go over that with some gesso. So that was my plan. Here's the red pocketbook. And so I didn't ink the pocketbook. I thought it was kind of delicate, so I just thought I wouldn't do it. So I might change my mind, but I think it's okay without the ink on it. And I haven't decided. I mean, I'm going to go in with an X-Acto blade and cut that out later. But so this one has the pocket that can glue out on the outside of it. And I have a piece of lace, and so I just thought I would cut a little piece of lace and let it stick up like a hanky. And I thought it would be easier if I did it while I'm gluing it. Cut this off. Kind of like that. So I'm going to put that kind of glue there and get my Fabri-Tac for the lace. And so just glue that down on top of that. And then this is the inside. and the pocket that goes on it. So and I'll come back later and tuck something into it. So then what I did on the other one was I took a piece of cloth and glued it on there. And I guess I was debating whether to trim this back, but I think I will use the whole piece of tape. Fold it back up and use that as the hinge. And then that'll shut like that. So I'm going to let that dry open. And that will be like the pink one then. Okay, and I was planning on having, oh, I forgot to ink this. I was planning on having one signature with some blank journal pages, just a few, and then putting it in with an elastic band so you could remove it. So this was going to be the cover for that. So that will be the next, well, not the next thing, but I could probably put that together pretty quickly and have those two signatures done. I was thinking I was going to have a signature for, I was trying to figure it out. So I thought, well, a signature for the cooking, which was the one we did, and a signature with removable journal pages, this one, fashion, sewing, travel. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I don't know how thick this thing's going to end up being. It might be really fat, but we'll see. That's okay. And yours doesn't have to be that way, but you can watch me do mine and then learn from my mistakes and make yours better. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and ink this up, and then I think the next thing I can do is I'm going to start dividing the pages up, and I need to start stenciling or doing whatever I'm going to do, decoupaging on the backs of the pages on the white. So that will be my next. Okay, so we are going to do decoupage, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. I have pages from this 1003 household hints that I tore out that I'm going to use for those. And I also have some tissue paper from this old pattern and the instructions that I'm going to decoupage onto those. I couldn't really see any napkins that struck me as appropriate for what I'm doing, so I don't know how this is going to be. It may be kind of blah. I don't know. We'll find out. But I haven't done this for a while, and I'm wondering if this is pretty thick. I mixed my own, and so I'm just going to pour some out. That's pretty thick. And get my trusty red bowl out here with some water in it. I need to find the cap. I just had a spill. Sometimes having a spill is a good thing because it makes me stop and put things away. There's the cap. Okay, let me take care of that. Okay, so put both of those pretty stiff. I'll put both of those in the water. But I'll go ahead and do whatever you wanted to do. But with the retro, I feel like it has to be true to the design style. And let's see. These are sewing hints. So I'm going to go ahead and I can trim this off. It's bigger than the page, but I'll trim it off later. It says, before discarding an old dress, see if it can't be made into a slip to be worn under a sheer overdress. Or some word that I don't know what it is. I don't know what that word means. R-E-D-I-N-G-O-T-E, that closes to the throat. A figure dress can be made into a slip to be worn with dark dresses by removing sleeves, lowering the neckline, then dyeing to a darker shade. Phew, sounds like a lot of work to me. Let's see, I pulled these pages out. Let's see, where's the... I think I'll do... These aren't going to fit exactly, but I'm going to go ahead and put them on there. Full size. Worry about the edges later. I think I'll leave space at the bottom because usually there's a pocket at the bottom, or many times there's a pocket at the bottom that will hide a gap. So this is all sorts of laundry tips, it looks like. For longer girdle life, fasten garters straight and in the center of the stocking's hem. Man, I'm glad we don't have to wear all that now. I think I'm going to stop and mix up some more Mod Podge, or my homemade Mod Podge, which is 2 parts glue to 1 part water. And I've got about that much, so kind of guesstimating here. I think that ought to do it. And hardly any room to shake it with, but that'll be all right. Okay, so that's the end of the messy decoupaging I did. And on to the next thing.